I'm happy to be away from all the muck. Those are the words Melinda French Gates just used to describe her current life, and honestly, after what just came out in the latest Epstein files, can you blame her? We've all known the divorce was messy, but the new documents released this week just took things to a whole different level. We're talking about specific emails that allege medical secrets, Russian girls, and a side of Bill Gates that Melinda is now saying he still needs to answer for. Today, we're breaking down Melinda's raw response to these new allegations and what it actually tells us about those painful times she dealt with in private. So, let's get into the context. We're looking at a massive drop of over 3 million pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, and tucked away in those files is something pretty wild, an email draft Epstein wrote to himself back in 2013. In this draft, Epstein claims Bill Gates caught an STI from Russian girls and was allegedly trying to get Epstein's help to score antibiotics, specifically so he could give them to Melinda without her ever knowing. Now, Bill's team isn't staying quiet. They've come out swinging, calling these claims absolutely absurd and completely false. They're basically saying Epstein was just a disgruntled liar trying to look more important than he was. Bill even went on Australian TV recently to say he regrets every minute he spent with the guy. But here's where it gets interesting. Melinda's reaction doesn't sound like someone who thinks these are just absurd lies. Melinda sat down for a new interview with NPR, and when they asked her about these specific details, she didn't just brush them off. She called it unbelievable sadness. She talked about how these files bring back memories of some very, very painful times in her marriage.
Just unbelievable sadness.
Think about that for a second. She isn't defending him. She isn't saying, oh, that's just Epstein making things up. Instead, she's pointing the finger back at Bill, saying that whatever questions are left, those are for him to answer, not her. It's a total shift in energy. She's essentially saying, I'm out of that world, I'm away from the muck, and I'm done carrying his secrets. She even mentioned that as a society, we're having a reckoning. She looked at the age of the girls Epstein was involved with and said it's beyond heartbreaking, especially thinking about her own daughters being those same ages. This ties back to what we heard when they first split in 2021. Remember, they were married for 27 years. At the time, there were whispers about an affair with a Microsoft employee, but Melinda has always alluded to betrayals in the plural. This new batch of files suggests that the Epstein connection might have been a much bigger part of that muck than we realized. Even though Bill says his meetings with Epstein were purely for philanthropy, Melinda is making it clear that his association with that circle was a deal breaker. She's at a place now where she says she's moved on to a beautiful life, but it's obvious that the ghost of these allegations still haunts the legacy they built together. It's a heavy situation, and it leaves a lot of questions about what really went on behind closed doors at the Gates estate. But what do you think? Is Melinda right to put the pressure back on Bill to explain himself, or is this just more noise from a man who can't defend himself anymore? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you want to stay updated on the rest of the Epstein file revelations as they come out, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.